I've just finished reading a terrific book entitled Jerry's Ledger, A World Gone By. It's by Jerry Vermillion, who is inarguably the greatest rebounder in Gonzaga University history. He attended between 1951 and 1955. He has a career record, 1,670 rebounds. Let me put that in perspective. The next nearest person is about 700 behind him. He averaged something like 16 to 18 rebounds a game. It is a phenomenal number, especially when you consider that Jerry Vermillion was only 6'4", which was kind of tall in 1951, but frankly not that tall. This is a record, and I'm going to say this advisedly, that will never be broken. It will never be broken, despite the fact that Gonzaga University has an unbelievably storied past of great basketball players, many of whom, of course, make it to the NBA. His record will never be broken. Let me put it in perspective another way. In addition to career records, they keep season records. The number one career rebounder in a season at Gonzaga was Jerry Vermillion. The number two rebounder was Jerry Vermillion. The number three rebounder was Jerry Vermillion. And the number four rebounder was Jerry Vermillion. The top four season records of rebounding at Gonzaga University are held by Jerry Vermillion. This is a university and a sports program which I have a deep passion for. My wife graduated from Gonzaga University, so I kind of married into it. A little bit behind Jerry, well, actually about 20 years behind Jerry, to put a fine point on it. And we've had a lot of great players. Gonzaga University is sometimes referred to as America's team. And a lot of that people trace back to the 1998-99 run and the Cinderella story of getting into the Elite Eight that year. But the truth is that it started before that. Now, for a lot of people, when they think about before that, they think about a fellow named John Stockton, and they should. John Stockton has the all-time career assist record in the NBA. It will never, ever, ever be touched. He's 5,000 ahead of the next nearest guy, who, as I recall, is named Magic Johnson. It's unbelievable. Frank Burgess is another player who played at Gonzaga University in the late 50s, early 60s. He has the all-time scoring record. He played only for 3 years without a three-point line, and he led the nation in scoring one year. And his all-time scoring record will probably never be beaten, even though it was 3 years and no three-point line. And before that was Jerry Vermillion, who pulled down, again, 1,670 rebounds over 4 years. It is an unassailable record. For a guy 6'4", he could leap. He had high shoulders and a great big wingspan, but what he did was anticipate and muscle and fight and have a sense of timing that is truly phenomenal, that will stand the test of time. He ended up going into teaching and coaching, which he did for many, many years, and then he entered the private sector, where he also had success because he applied the same tenacity to his work in the private sector that he did teaching and that he did as an unbelievable athlete at Gonzaga University. Every year, Gonzaga makes it to the NCAA tournament in their men's basketball program. They have for, I think, 17 straight years. It's pretty phenomenal for a mid-sized school in the middle of nowhere in eastern Washington, as some people refer to it. And the success of that program, which is heralded throughout this country, in fact, globally, because Gonzaga's strength today is international recruiting. It's a university seen as a good place to go all over the world. That program's success, again, which most people trace back to 1998-99, is really built on the shoulders of giants. People like John Stockton and Frank Burgess, and most notably, Jerry Vermillion.